Well, new forecasts from the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office shows that Medicare and Social Security spending growth will outpace the growth in federal tax revenues over the next 10 years. All right? So we really do have a crisis in regard to support of Medicare and Social Security. Now, in response to that, there are lawmakers in both parties that are saying, well, maybe we'll just lift the payroll tax cap. So is that what it takes? Higher taxes? Will that save Social Security? Well, here is economics expert Travis Nix of YoungVoices.com. And I would note that Travis is a Chicago Cubs fan and I'm a Cardinals fan. So this is a real example of bipartisanship on this show. Travis, welcome to Iowa Radio. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thanks so much for having me on. And this is true bipartisan support right here. Going on with the Cardinals fan.
I know. The Cardinals and the Cubs fans now are coming together to talk Social Security. So, what I find so interesting, Travis, is we start talking about saving Social Security. There are lawmakers in both parties that say, hey, man, we just raised taxes. We'll be okay. So you're the economics expert, my friend. Is that enough to save Social Security?
It is not. I mean, so right now the payroll tax cap is at $162,000.
Okay.
And so that basically means if you make more than that, any dollar that you earn above $162,000, you don't pay payroll taxes on. And the reason we have that is because we have a very progressive income tax code in the U.S. We have a 37% top individual rate. You have state taxes that push it up, and you obviously have payroll taxes. So if you increase payroll taxes even higher, you're basically talking about a top tax rate in this country of around 70%. So that's 70 cents of every dollar that these highly productive people in our country make. We're talking doctors. We're talking some of our best innovators, inventors. Any dollar that they make above that, 70 cents is going to the government. So what they're going to do is they're just going to start working less. They're going to spend time with their families. That looks a lot better than working, especially if all your money's going to the government. And so it would just have such a drain on our economy, and it won't even fix the structural problems with Social Security and Medicare and even Medicaid. Because the problems with the Social Security and Medicare is we have an aging population and not enough young people in the workforce. So just raising taxes just kicks the can down the road. It'll make these programs solvent for 10 years, an additional 10 years. And that's very appealing to politicians because they'll be out of office in those 10 or 15 years. So they'll just let other people, the future generation, the future politicians, deal with the political ramifications of having to structurally reform some of these entitlement programs.
So, Travis, what you just said is very important when you talked about the structural problems. The reason I say that to you is I've watched some presidential candidates come through Iowa and talk about solving the Social Security problem, and oh boy, do they get chewed on in their forums because people will stand up and say, I paid into that. How dare you? You do not touch what I paid into. But how does Social Security actually work?
Yeah, so the problem with that rhetoric of that I paid into it, basically you get about 1.5 times more in Social Security benefits than what you paid in. And having a program like that, you have a lot of money then going to very wealthy people because if you make around over $150,000, you're paying a lot of payroll taxes. So then you get more for Social Security than someone who makes less money. And that's not how it should be. Social Security was a program that was set up during the Great Depression when everyone's retirement funds, if they invested anything in the stock market, they suddenly had zero for their retirement. It was to help low-income people. So we need to have structural reform in Social Security that returns the program to what it was designed to do, which was to help old, lower-income retirees and not have sending a bunch of money to people making, doctors and lawyers making over $150,000 who've paid a lot in payroll taxes for it.
So I reached out to Travis. He's got a piece on this in the Wall Street Journal. So, Travis, what is the real solution to all of this, or solutions?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple. Basically, we need an income cap for Social Security. I think if you make over $150,000, you probably should not get Social Security. So that would be transforming Social Security from what it is now to a more traditional entitlement program, needs-based, giving it to the neediest people. That would solve a lot of the problems, because the fact of the matter is, if you're a very wealthy earner, you have a lot of money in your retirement account, so you probably don't need Social Security. We need to raise the retirement age, probably, since people are living a lot longer. But that's not really the big key. I think the big key is returning Social Security to what it was, which is helping lower-income retirees, and not basically this send an interest-free loan to the government and then you'll get back 1.5 times of what you paid in, even if you make a lot of money. That's the critical point that needs to be reformed for Social Security, and that's the way that if we're going to have Social Security in the future, that's the only way it's going to survive.
Travis Nix, youngvoices.com. Travis, great, thoughtful commentary today. Thanks very much for joining me.